Hello, my name is Harold Meyer, and today you're watching God's House. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Genesis 4:4. But I'd like to remind y'all that in another video we're doing today, we're talking about Jesus, a movie called Jesus Resolution, I think, or something like that. And tomorrow we're doing Star Trek Fleet Command Part 49. That we had to restart because we had internet issues and I deleted the app. But anyway, let's get to our Bible verse, which again is Genesis 4:4. And Abel also brought an offering, fat portions from the sum of the firstborn of his flock. The Lord looked with favor on Abram and his offering. So what does that mean? That means that we need to, whenever we do something, we need to do it for God, and we need to do it to the best of our abilities, because He's gonna know, well, such and such should really put in the effort in this, or such and such tried. He's gonna really know. We really need to put in for our best effort, our best. Hold on. Okay, never mind. Our best. We need to try our best. He understand now. Trying and doing something perfect can be two completely different things, because in trying, you might not get it perfect, but at least you tried. As opposed to doing it perfectly, well, you did it perfectly, but God will still, my point is, God will still forgive you if you mess up and you tried, and you actually tried. He'll still forgive you if it's something that, is for Him. And what do I mean by for Him? I mean that like something that's for Christianity. He'll understand, if, let's say if you, made a meal for the church and it didn't come out quite right, but you still tried the hardest. Well, somebody else might have made a meal, but they didn't try their hardest, and now it doesn't taste as good. To me, that's what that means. That's what that means. And yeah, so we really need to put our we really need to try our hardest. And I should have said this earlier, but I have a learning disability, and sometimes I slur my words because I take a bunch of medicine, and also have Tourette syndrome, which means I'll have uncontrolled muscle movements. Yeah. So we just need to put our best foot forward and just to try our hardest. God didn't say to be perfect because He knows that we're gonna mess up, but try our hardest to get things done right, not just slowly throw something together at the last minute. And yeah. So nothing to say. So now we're gonna read from Cain and Abel, the contents right here. We're gonna start with verse 3, go all the way up to verse 5. So in the same course of time, Cain brought forth some of the fruit of the soil as an offering to the Lord, while Abel brought forth the best portions of his firstborn of his flock. And the Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but he had not regard for he had no regard for Cain and his offering. So Cain became very angry, and his countenance tell it just kind of stops right there. I don't want to say too much because we're going to be getting into some of that stuff in the next episode or episodes. We need to bring forth our best effort, our best time. God's gonna understand if we mess up, but as long as He at least wants us to try our hardest into doing things for Him and to do things for others too. Sometimes that's both. I believe that if you do something nice for somebody, God looks at that as you did something nice for Him. That's what I believe. And we need to come together as Christians, and we need to admit that we messed up, and we need to try and improve upon ourselves. And sometimes a failure, you get more information out of a failure than you do a success. Why? Because we learn more from failure sometimes than our successes. I messed up before, I probably will again. And yeah, so just we need to learn from our failures and successes. Yeah, so why don't we talk about what God's house is doing right now? So right now we're doing a series called Let's Play, then the date, then the game, and right now we're on Star Trek Fleet Command. It'll be a little while before I finish with that one because I've got a lot left unlocked unless things change, and I feel led to do something else. But right now the game's not that violent. Um, some people that are Star Trek fans are Christians. So I don't think that is too. And there is an episode of the original series. I forgot what's it called though, but basically it talks about the Son of God. And that doesn't make Star Trek instantly a Christian thing, but it doesn't make Star Trek an anti-Christian thing. Because it's just one episode. Yeah, so should have started the time on my phone. I didn't. Yeah, so I might be a little off today with the time. Yeah, so why don't we talk about what else we do for God's house? We also do a biblical podcast, which that's what this is, where we talk about a verse or verses from the Bible, and we also review a Christian uh movie or Christian TV show episode. And right now we're doing let's see, Jesus Revolution. If I read that right, I might have misread that. I don't know. I'm not that good with spelling, so please forgive me. But yeah, if I say it wrong, it'll be spelled right in the video title. So I do apologize for stuttering over some words and for going slow, and because I have a learning disability. I don't know if I said that already. I think I did. And I also sometimes I stutter. Anyway, nobody's perfect, so sometimes we all make mistakes on some words. That's what I do. Let me get rid of this. Sorry, I should have got rid of that earlier. Yeah, so God loves us. He does. He does. He loves us. As I have been reminded through the videos I've watched, or through the episodes I've watched and the movies I've watched, God loves us. He does. And even in our mistakes, He makes us. He helps us to improve upon ourselves, even in our mistakes. Even in the yeah. Yeah, so, one of my mistakes is I drink root beer. It's a bad habit. It's not as bad as drinking actual beer, but God says sin is sin. So would I drink root beer? And I'm saying that's a sin because that damages my body. And the Bible says that if something damages your body, then God treats it as something that damages like a church or a temple. And that does damage that. And God also says that sin is sin. So put those two together, plus the fact that I drink root beer, and every time I drink it, maybe that's God looking at it as me committing a sin. And I've also lied before, so that makes me a liar. I've also stolen before, so that makes me a thief. I've disobeyed my parents. I have not respected the elderly sometimes. I'm pretty sure in my lifetime I don't, not counting, like, treating that as a separate thing from doing my parents. I probably have done that. I've said God's name in vain. For those of you who wonder what that is, that's saying like OMG or yeah, something equivalent to that. But yeah, so I've also it's been a while since I've read um I would say it's been a while since I read the Bible, but these verses that counts as me reading the Bible to me, and it's been a while since I opened my I had a Bible. I think I had a physical Bible. I don't know where it's at. They don't really do that except for these videos and maybe for church, but that's not often. And keep me in your prayers. Let's see. This was out on the 19th, I think. So yeah. You see, I just had a tick, or my Tourette's just acted up, whatever you wanna call it. Yeah, and they can act up very badly at church, so please pray for that. I do take medicine for that, however, it doesn't stop it. It just well, sometimes it all depends on what's going on during the day. If I'm, let's say if I'm having some family over and I'm very excited because I haven't seen them in a while, even with the medicine, it might trigger my Tourette's. Or at church, but it's not, it hasn't been acting up at church lately as of the day of this recording, which is about a week, today's May 11th. Yeah. The day that this is being recorded, I know I'm recording this way ahead of time, I just feel like to do something for God, and hopefully this is it. Yeah, so, and that goes with this video also applies with things like doing videos, for instance, because I could hurry up and rush and get this done, or I could take my time and make sure that everything's right to the best of my ability, and just to slowly do these videos. And some people might say, why do you do them at 1080p at 60 FPS? For those of you who don't know what that is, that's high definition. I say that because, well, A, I could do it better, but my internet's slow, so there's that. And, be it's the best I can do at the time. 'Cause any like if I bring it down, then now it won't look as good. I could bring it down to just under high definition or whatever you consider 720p to be, or I could maybe there are other things I can do that might speed up the process. But I don't want to speed this up. I want this to look good, and I want this to look perfect for God, or as perfect as I can get it. And please keep me, like I said, please, like I was talking about me and y'all keeping me in your prayers. Or if I'm not saying that, I'm saying that now. So please keep me in your prayers. Please keep my little brother in your prayers. He has schooling, plus some other issues. Please keep my mom in your prayers. Currently, she's unemployed, and so is my dad. But my dad's been unemployed. But my mama, she has had these dizzy spells, and it, it's into some days she does fine, some days she can't even walk. Some days she needs help, like even grabbing things. For instance, I noticed. I think it was about a week ago. So let's see, maybe May 5th. I had got her some water and she was having a hard time putting it up uh, she, because of her distance skills, I guess. I think it's her spatial awareness that gets affected. Yeah. And please pray for my older brother. I don't say that a lot, but he he's in the tuition program as of the day of this recording, and he lives with these guys, and they do thrift stores. And what they do is they sell like used stuff. Yeah, so please pray for him. Also, please pray for my second to oldest brother. He has a job. Hopefully, he keeps it. And please pray for my sister and her husband. Or one of my younger sister and her husband. She she's about to have a baby, and her husband. I like to give a praise report. He just got a promotion. Yeah. Yeah, so a bunch of prayers, and also my older sister. Well, I say older as in well, she's older than me, and she's also older than my youngest. But she has a child that's in prison right now. Please pray for him and her. And she's I would like to thank God for the good days I have. By good days, I mean days without much rest, without depression or not that much, without anxiety. Just and days I like to go out, days that I can go outside and it not be muddy and stuff like that. So I like to go outside. And please forgive me for my mistakes. And please ask God to forgive me for my mistakes because He knows I messed up And I probably messed up today. And I pray that everything goes well for the people who've been watching me over the years, and people that watched me this long, trying to get out or something like that. Yeah. And for those of you who are wondering why did I just do that, it's because I got two screens. One shows my recording stuff, the other one shows what like the Bible verses and things like that. So yeah, so please just I pray that God forgives me for what I did wrong today. I don't deserve to be forgiven. None of us do. The Bible says for the wages of sin is death. So what does that mean? That means that we all deserve to die and go to hell. That's what that means. It says that preachers are supposed to be servants of the church, basically, and we're supposed to do things. Not, we're not supposed to be like the boss of the church. That's God's job. We're supposed to take care of the people. We're not supposed to have all of this authority and all of this power. That's that goes to the deacons and the elders and whoever else. No, we're supposed to be the ones that do things like wash people's feet or do things that that make some people uncomfortable to do. I'm not talking about sinful things. I'm talking about maybe talking about subjects that people don't want to talk about or that the government doesn't want us to talk about. Or to admit things in front of others that we did wrong. No, God holds preachers to a higher standard. Yes, He does. And He's holding me to a higher standard right now. Am I a preacher? Well, that might depend on how you look at it. Because God's House is a Facebook page, a YouTube channel, but more than that. There's also everybody who's liked and subscribed and followed and all of this other stuff and shared and things like that. And hopefully I can reach at least one person. Because if you think about it, that's how Christianity started with one person. Adam. Then grew to Adam and Eve, then Adam and Eve came to Abel, and so on and so forth. And if God can do that, imagine what He can do with God's house, with us being able to use these videos to reach people across the world, to reach people in foreign languages, to reach people in foreign countries, to reach people who have been devastated by war, by terrorism, by shootings, by depression. Depression is something that I take very, very serious. If you're depressed right now, I urge you to text me. My number's in the description. Or you can text me, or you can put a comment in the comment section, wherever that's at. Just reach out. And if you don't feel that to tell me, tell a therapist, a licensed therapist, and tell a pastor. If you can, why do I recommend both? A therapist will give you a psychological point of view and pastor will give you a biblical point of view. God knows that the world's not perfect. He knows that. He knows that things are not fair. Does I deserve this? No. According to the Bible, I deserve to die and go to hell. I don't deserve to have this nice camera or to have this nice computer. Sorry about that, no interruption. Somebody called and somebody said my name, so yeah. In fact, the person who called had my name, and my dad called me, so I was just wondering what was going on, and I didn't want any private information to get leaked. Yeah, so God, for those of you who have been called to reach out to others, keep that in mind. Keep in mind that you'll be held to higher standard, which means that whenever you die, God will be like treat you more harshly than He treats other people. Keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. For those of you who are celebrating Mother's Day or have already celebrated it or will celebrate it a few days from now, I'd like to thank all the mothers we have out there, all of the mothers that really love their kids, that really support their kids, that really encourage their kids, that really push for the best for their kids. Sorry about that. I live with my mom and dad and little brother, so sometimes they need help with things. Sometimes I have to, get away from my computer for a while to do things like eat. Well, I don't have to, but I choose to. Because I choose to socialize with my little brother while I'm eating. But sometimes, they might need help with something too. But whenever I do things for them, I need to remember to do it to the best of my ability and to admit that, you know what, it's okay if I make a mistake. As long as I try my hardest and try to do it for God and let Him shine through me and let my love and my compassion shine through it. Because we have a loving God. We do. We have a loving God. Please pray that my internet issues stop in their tracks because I'm having internet issues now on top of everything else. Well, I had them before, but right now it's getting pretty bad. To be honest, I don't think I'm online right now. I think that this is just a page that's already been loaded. Yeah, I've been having internet issues, plus my mama's help, plus my daddy, because he's a diabetic, plus he's had back surgery. Yeah, do my chores and stuff too. Plus, I don't stay on the computer all day anymore. I don't. If you want to share this video with somebody. And maybe say, how has your day been? Because even that little simple question right there shows that you care for them, shows that you understand that, or you want to understand how they have been. Yes, we got chills. But you want to understand how they've been. We got chills. Anyway, let me do something right quick. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we need to just sometimes just to put our trust in God, allow His will to be done. No, that's what we need to do. We need to put our trust in God. That's what we need to do. As Christians, that's something that we absolutely need to do. Put our trust in God. Because if a bunch of us put our trust in things like computers or others that might betray us, or putting our trust in, I guess, family members that would be considered others, so, or friends. And let's all be honest, they betray us sometimes. Sometimes they do. Sometimes we betray each other. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we do. We betray each other. And that, is that helpful or it depends on the situation? I mean, if somebody's thinking about hurting themselves or somebody else and they don't want to tell anybody and they tell you, then you might be able to tell somebody for them. And, right now, things have been happening in my life, and the only person I can turn to is God to help with these things that have been happening in my life. Sometimes that's it. Sometimes that's it. It can be difficult, it can be challenging, it can be all of these negative things, but it can also be hopeful. It can also be kind. It can also be nice. The problem is that we don't live in a perfect world. We live in a sinful world. That's the kind of world that we live in a sinful world. That's the kind of world that we live in, a sinful world. We live in a sinful world. And listen, I understand that sometimes we say something and we don't really mean it, or we might say something and meant it, but we're really angry and now we don't, and now we regret saying that. Listen, I understand that. Why? Because I've done that. I've been there. I've been there. I've been there. And listen, there are those of us right now that are choosing to be lazy, not to do anything, to rely on the government for a check. Or maybe we're using our skills in the wrong way. Like maybe you might be a computer programmer, but we're using our knowledge to hack into other people's accounts and steal their money. And that's just not right. That's just not right. Because some people have worked hard for their life savings, and it can be stolen in an instant. And some people have illnesses and they need the money to survive, and that money gets stolen. Money gets stolen. It does. It gets stolen. And God can forgive us. He can. Even if we robbed the bank, even if we killed somebody, even if we um, hurt somebody in any other way that I didn't describe. It could maybe we hurt somebody mentally. I don't know, but that can be forgiven. It can be forgiven. It can be. It can be. And I'm gonna do so much right now. Really, I was having issues with my computer earlier. Sometimes I still have issues with it. I'm planning to get me another one, but might have to wait a little while. Yeah, so just keep me in your prayers. Keep my family in your prayers. You know, it's good to pray for yourself, but whenever you pray for somebody else, that really means a lot. And don't get me wrong, some of us think praying to ourselves is us being greedy with our prayers. It's not. It's not. What it is us opening up and admitting to God that we have a problem. That's what that is. Us opening up to God and admitting that we have a problem. That's what it is. And to do that sometimes it takes courage. Sometimes it takes strength that we didn't know that we had. Sometimes it takes everything we have just to say a few words because we messed up. We did something wrong. And listen, if you have uh if you repent of your sins, then please say this prayer with me. Dear Heavenly Father, you know that I messed up. You know that I sinned against you. You know that I've done some bad things. I pray that you forgive me, Father. And I pray that you help me and guide me in my life, Father, to do the right thing, to do the Christian things that you want me to do, Father, in your precious holy name, amen. Now, for those of us who are just coming to Christianity and who want to know how to become a Christian, first of all, you have to let Jesus into your heart. How do you do that? You start with a relationship with him. How can you have a relationship with him? Well, you can start it through like Christian songs or maybe few biblical podcasts like that we do, or maybe some other lectures you might be able to watch online, or even if you can't watch it online, you know, a bunch of us have local churches that really need our help and that we don't help. We can go to these local churches and maybe ask the pastor to be baptized. And is baptism necessary to being a Christian? No, but what it is you taking your Christian faith seriously and you showing to everybody else that you're willing to take it seriously. That's what that means. That's what that means. It doesn't mean that you're Christian just if you've been baptized. What it means is that you're willing to take your faith seriously. Seriously. Amen. So, as we approach Mother's Day, or might have already had it, depending on the time that y'all watch this. We need to take into account the mothers who've lost their loved ones, the mothers who are widows, the mothers who are just going through this hard time. They might still have their husband, they might not, but we need to say prayers for them. Going through Mother's Day and whenever your child is dead, it can be hard, or children is dead. It can be hard. And I'm not going to say I know what it's like because I'm a male and I've never had a child, so I don't know what that's like. But I can only imagine the pain, the sorrow, the suffering, all of this wickedness. I can only imagine that. And we also need to keep in prayers the ones who've lost their mothers. Going through Mother's Day, because it might hurt them. Because they might be like, last year Mama was still alive, and here she is now dead, and I don't know. I might have regretted something I said to her. But let's pray for both sides. Dear Heavenly Father, I pray that you help both sides. The people that have had mothers and the people that are that and the mothers that have had children that are dead. That you heal both of them, Father. Father, they both need your healing and your guidance. Father, I pray that you bless both sides and let them know that, no matter what, they are loved by you, no matter what their last words were with each other, or how long they've been apart, or how long they just didn't talk to each other. Anyway, in your precious holy name, amen. Yeah, to me, I almost want to cry just thinking about it because I have a mother, and right now, things are hard. The her being out of work, and you it's having to rely on me and my dad's money. There's maybe a few other ways we get money. But, yeah, it's just been hard. It's been hard. And, also, uh, let's not forget the orphans. And I'm thinking about it. I kind of touched on that whenever I said the people that have mothers that are now dead. But the orphans, Mother's Day can be hard on them too. Because they might not have a mother. Well, they obviously don't have a mother or father. They don't. And they might not know where to turn to. Well, that's what we as Christians need to step up and be like, turn towards God. You can allow me to help you. You can, I'll take care of you. To take care of orphans, or people that used to be orphans, and y'all deserve a pat on the back because that's a hard job. Hard job. But you gotta deal with their age, and you gotta deal with their schooling, and you gotta deal with the fact that their mother and father might not be around, or they might disown them or something like that. I deal with that. I deal with that. And we all as Christians need to come together and we all need to help each other out. We all need it. Even the billionaires need it, sometimes especially the billionaires. Because it might be a hard time firing somebody that you liked or downsizing the company and making a decision. You might get a whole bunch of negative feedback for standing up for what you believe in. As Christians, we need to stand up for what we believe in. We don't need to let the world walk all over us. We need to be like, you know what, that's not okay. This is not okay. I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to tolerate that. So, as we, lies ahead, let's put our best foot forward. Let's do things the right way. Let's do things. Sometimes it's a hard way of doing things. Also, I want to say this. This is saying that it goes like this. I know that this doesn't really have anything to do with this, but don't do everything harder. Do everything smarter. So what does that mean? That means that we can learn how to do things faster. And not because we're lazy, but because it gets done faster and it's just as good as us doing things and taking our time. And please keep our pastors and ministers in your prayers. Please do that. Please do that. And please keep the people that have lost mothers and fathers in your prayers. Because this time of the year can be very hard. It can be very challenging. I mean, imagine what it would be like to lose my mother, and I don't want to. I don't want to. Even though you have a disability, that still doesn't mean you can't contribute sometimes. And these things are my Tourette's. There are some things I can and can't do. And having a job might be hard for me, as opposed to things like picking up trash around the house might be easy for me. Maybe, maybe, maybe. Yeah, so please, as a Christian, I'm held accountable. I'm held more accountable than somebody that's a non-Christian. And as somebody that teaches the word and that shares the word, I'm held even more accountable. An example for everybody else to follow. So I keep on looking to my left. To my left or to your right, maybe, is my recording stuff plus my timer. I'm watching that very closely because I don't like to go over an hour. Because to me, an hour is pushing it with the editing and the uploading. Plus, I gotta take into consideration how much time y'all have to watch my videos. Like the movie I'm gonna review. Well, I'll say review. It's gonna be talk about. I used to do Let's Watches, but I wasn't really watching them. I don't really review them either, so I call them Let's Talk About. To talk about um maybe what the movie touches on, plus my own opinion on some stuff. Yeah, I think we're done with this movie. We should get back to Touch by an Angel. And there's an episode that I want to get to, so yeah. So please keep that in your mind. And also, if there's a movie that y'all want me to review, please keep in mind that in order for me to review it, the best way would be probably me reviewing it, me watching it on a CD, because I don't have a Blu-ray player. I got a CD player and DVD player, and with the way my internet is, it's no guarantee that I'm going to get the internet tomorrow or the next day or the day after that. It's no guarantee. Because my internet comes and goes and it's not really reliable at all. That's why I don't do live streams. Going on the internet, so if you kick somebody off, I get blamed for it normally. Yeah, I get blamed for that. And yeah, so please keep me in your prayers, keep God's house in your prayers, which is the Facebook page and YouTube channel that I used to share these videos, or at least most of the time I use those two. And if I forget to share them, I'm sorry, but I have a world outside of YouTube and Facebook. Yeah, so please keep that in your prayers. If you have any ideas or maybe something I could do, let me know. Maybe I could talk about a certain subject, like maybe abortion, or maybe women's rights as it talks about in the Bible, and maybe men's rights. If you're female, maybe you want, and if you think that men have too much power, let me know. But to me, a man is supposed to be the head of the household, but guess what? Sometimes that man dies. Sometimes a woman has to raise the kids by herself. Sometimes there's a divorce. Things can get pretty complicated. Pretty complicated. Things can get pretty complicated. Anyway, if y'all have any like TV shows that y'all want me to review, let me know. But keep in mind is that it might take me a little while because I still gotta do Touch My Angel. I've got a ton of that left to do. I still probably enough for like 3 months, maybe 4 months. Touch My Angel. Let's see if I decide to buy more CDs. Maybe about that because they got an episode that I was watching that I wanted to talk about. And to me, it means a lot because I have a learning disability, and this person also had a disability. I don't is he's autistic. He's giving a lot of it away right now. But to me, we need to welcome in everybody in the church, even autistic people in the church. They might be our leaders one day, you never know. Or they might really need to hear the word of God. Or something like that. The King's praise just came for this whole world. The person wants to ask, why doesn't the United Nations do something about all of this corruption? I'm summarizing it a little bit. And my answer is because that organization is corrupt. The organization is corrupt. The United Nations is corrupt. It is corrupt. Yeah, I have to stop right there, folks. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, guys. Bye. Hello, everybody. This has been a Major God's House production, and I would like to remind y'all that we do have a Patreon page. Now, for those of you who don't know what Patreon is, or if I haven't gone over it in a video, Patreon is a monthly subscription service that you can use to donate money to your favorite organization, charity, church, whatever. Anyway, we start at $3 a month. Now, I understand that not all of us can afford $3 a month. But that's what we start off at. Then it goes to $9 a month. That's even less of us can afford that. Then it's $25 a month. And the reason why I have $25 a month is because I like to have a more expensive option out there for those of us who have the income. Yeah, so this is God's House's Facebook. If y'all want to follow us on there, y'all can do it. The link's in the description. This is our YouTube channel. This is where we mainly do most of our content. And the reason for that is because I go on YouTube a lot, so I naturally do most of my content on YouTube. And this is our Twitter page. Now, our Twitter page is probably the one I use the least, but y'all can follow me on there and y'all can get up-to-date videos about what I think is important. Like, for example, I recently shared a video about a school shooting that took place in Texas and about gun laws. And I don't always necessarily support their beliefs, but I support their ideas of some people. If that makes any sense. Anyway, bye guys.